Hello and welcome back. This is Marsha with Art with Marsha. This is our second section of colors being added to my Ultimate AI palette. Today we're going to talk about some of these colors that make a little bit more rich golds, glowing oranges, energetic reds. So let's continue filling our palette. In this episode, we are doing the end of my first row. So today we're going to talk about yellow ochre, quinacridone road gold hue, pyrrole orange, transparent orange, pyrrole scarlet, and vermilion. For this one, I had to purchase 3 new colors. As you see on the screen, I had to purchase the quinacridone gold, the pyrrole orange, and the transparent orange. Those are new colors to my palette, and I'm quite excited to swatch them out and see how they will work in my new setting. So let's get started with the first one. So we start with Schmincke Hordem Yellow Ochre. Yellow ochre is an earthy, dependable, and one of the hardest working colors you will ever own. So there's history in every brushstroke, as yellow ochre was found in cave paintings and the masterworks from the past. It's semi-transparent. It's a natural earth pigment with soft granulation. It's extremely versatile and mixes well. This is good for wheat fields, straw hats, animal fur, vintage subjects, portrait undertones, and many other things. And as I mentioned, it's really good at mixing. You can mix it with French ultramarine to make some muted greens, burnt sienna for golden fur, and Payne's gray for textures. You can use this as a transparent underwash beneath architectural paintings to instantly create that age in a warm scene. So a single layer transforms cold white paper into sunlit stonework. Our next color is quinacridone gold hue. This color has almost a legendary status among watercolor artists as well. It's transparent, it has glowing warmth, it's an exceptional mixer, and it creates rich golden undertones. So it's really good with autumn leaves, honey, sunlit forest, antique maps. Again, for golden hour landscapes. I honestly don't think I've ever met a watercolor artist who didn't smile when talking about quinacridone gold. It has an incredible ability to make everything feel lit from within. It has a warm personality. Some of the colors that it mixes well with is French ultramarine to create deep neutrals and warm grays, burnt sienna to create your autumn magic, such as rich rust and bronze colors, undersea green for natural earthy foliage tones, and quinacridone rose or deep burnished apricots. This is also good for the floral centers where you want it to have a little bit more of a golden color. So we've moved from sunshine yellows into deeper golds, and now it's time to add some energy to the palette. Moving on to our 9th color, Pyrrole Orange by Daniel Smith. This is a very bright orange. It's bold, it's joyful, and packed with personality. Every time I use it, I instantly think of autumn festivals and glowing sunset. Again, it's transparent. It has intense saturation. You'll need to wash your brush a couple of times to get this color out. It's highly lifting as well, and it's just exceptional brightness on the paper. It's great for pumpkins and marigolds or tropical birds. Anywhere you really need something that's bold, joyful, and packed with personality. And notice how even just a small amount delivers an incredible color intensity. This one can be mixed again with French ultramarine to create deep dramatic neutrals. It can go with quinacridone gold for fiery autumn tones. Buff titanium will mute it down to a terracotta. And pyrrole scarlet will create an intense glowing red. Okay. And we're getting ready to move into our number 10 color, transparent orange from Schmincke. Now this color feels like liquid sunlight. Again, it's extremely transparent, but it creates a brilliant glow, smooth handling, beautiful glazing color, and exceptional luminosity. One of the things I found from Schmincke is they are very smooth to re-wet and to use right from the pans. This again is great for sunsets, florals, fall foliage, warm reflections, lanterns, and illuminated windows. So transparent orange is a little bit softer than the pyrrole orange, but somehow it seems more luminous. And I love glazing with this color because it adds warmth without becoming heavy. So one of the things to do is to paint it in layers, just so you can see how beautifully it glazes over other colors. Now with this one, again, it mixes well with quinacridone rose. It creates soft coral and glowing peach tone. So it can be used under a portrait picture nicely. French ultramarine makes muted warm browns and atmospheric grays by just changing a little bit of the content of one to the other. And then buff titanium creates glowing, realistic, warm skin tones. It's best used as a layering glaze. So sometimes there'll be 3 to 4 thin glazes rather than one thick wash. You'll see a difference in the depth that it builds with each pass. So that is our transparent orange, also known as glazing magic. Moving on to our next color, which is Pyrrole Scarlet from Daniel Smith. So this is pure excitement in a paint tube. I'm really surprised with Pyrrole Scarlet, and that's why it was already in my palette, because it's energetic and joyful. It's a red that truly just pops off the page. And this is one that I reach for constantly. I use this for a lot of floral arrangements when you want that underlying real pop of red color in roses. It's also very transparent, so it works really good as a glaze. It's vibrant. It has strong strength of the color. Just like our pyrrole orange, you're going to need to wash your brush a lot to get this out of your brush. So start with very, very small pickups of it and small layers so that you don't overdo it. Some of the subjects that it's good for are poppies and other florals. It's really good for your Christmas palette. Candy canes come out bright and deep red. You can also have excellent light fastness, which is one of the challenges that we have with pinks, but you can water this down to get the lower values so that you can get beautiful pinks with it as well. It mixes well with New Gamboge to create luminous oranges. Such beautiful orange colors come from this. French ultramarine, which makes rich dark neutrals and shadows. Quinacridone rose makes some vivid, clean floral pinks. And again, use very, very light layers. And then buff titanium makes a muted coral terracotta. So this is really pretty when you're putting it in the pots for the plants and things like that. It's just a beautiful, beautiful color. Moving on to our last one in the first row, and it's the only one from Holbein. So if you use Holbein's a lot in your palette, write down below what Holbein colors you use the most so that we can reach out and maybe try a few other colors. Because this is Holbein Vermilion, and there's a lot of different vermilions on the market. Holbein's is a very clean vermilion. It doesn't have too much of undertones of one way or the other, so it bridges the gap between reds and oranges really nice. It makes a nice warm, reddy orange where you can't really tell that it's orange or red. It just fills a unique chromatic gap in your palette. It does have a very smooth consistency. I hadn't used Holbeins too much in the past, but I think I will look into some more Holbeins because it is really smooth and it's almost silky when you're putting it on the paper. It definitely has a distinct character though, so it's hard to find the right place to use it because it is bright, but it's also warm. It's uniquely in itself, and it's a color that announces its presence without apology. The main area that I have found that vermilion is used for is for koi fish. It matches that color of a koi fish just perfectly with the red-orange scales. And so it looks really authentic when you use this Holbein Vermilion for the koi fish. And it does have pretty good opacity control. It can be used transparently when you water it down to the lower value, but if you need it for more opaque accents, it's able to do that as well. So again, this is perfect for your koi fish. Tomatoes are also really good with this one. Portrait accents, like if you're looking at warming up the cheeks or lip tones. And pretty much any traditional Asian-inspired paintings as well. So it does mix well with quinacridone rose to make a soft, warm coral floral, with buff titanium to make your realistic, glowing, warm skin tones, French ultramarine, it makes a muted, warm brown neutral, yellow ochre for rich terracotta and earth tones. So you can compare this one to the vermilion, to the parallel scarlet that we just spoke about, and look at them side by side, because vermilion is a slightly softer, warmer, and more orange in character, where parallel scarlet reads as a bolder color, cooler, warm red. And there we have our last 6 colors for our first row. So again, we had yellow ochre, quinacridone gold, pyrrole orange, transparent orange, pyrrole scarlet, and vermilion. So as you're seeing, these are starting to become warmer hues. You're also seeing how much they do match with each other for mixing. That was one of the key things we looked at with AI, is to make sure that I had good mixing palette, because I don't like using all one specific color when I do my artwork. I like being able to mix colors together to make unique tones and unique colors, and especially with this group, a lot of glazing. So it's thin layers, multiple up. So now that we're done with our last 6, we have one complete row completed. So we'll be moving on now to the second row, starting next week in our next episode. So look forward to 2A, which will be our next one. And as always, add comments down below of anything you might agree with, disagree with, or have other suggestions of colors. It's always a benefit to share with each other. So we will see you soon in part 2A.